happy to see Jalen kind of organize these summer workouts, and what do you want to see from him specifically in this upcoming season?
Yeah, well, I think that was a good start first and foremost. You know, the summertime is such an important time for development and team building and chemistry. So for him to take that initiative, have the guys out there, you know, for whatever, working out, playing, whatever the case was, I think that was a great step and a good start. He just got to keep getting better. I think that he made tremendous strides last year. I know it was up and down in terms of performance, but just being with him every day, watching his work ethic, watching him bounce back to certain things, different adversities, I believe that, you know, he set himself up for success, and especially in this year. So we just need him to come in and be consistent on a day-to-day basis, because, you know, when you see the level that he can get to, you just gotta, you know, consistently hit that mark.
Adam?
Hey, Fred. Are there noticeable differences between any of the guys that you've seen since like last spring?
Yeah, for sure. I think this may be my first summer I've spent like in market in my NBA career. So obviously being in Toronto, I always left right after this season for a lot of different reasons. But we spent most of the summer here, so I was around the guys. Everybody's in the gym, everybody's working. It was really cool to see that firsthand. Reminded me a lot of my first couple of years in the league, where I was just in the gym every day because I didn't have nothing else to do at the time. So that was good, but probably a man for sure. I think, and I don't know if it's just because it's summertime and there's no referees and he can just run everybody over, or he actually looks bigger, stronger, faster, more confident, more under control. But he definitely doesn't look like a rookie anymore, and we started to see that towards the end of the season last year. He looks poised to have another big year this year.
Jonathan?
Fred, what would you consider to be a successful season for this team?
I know I could count on you for that one, John. But again, I mean, it's got to be playoffs for us. Our eyes have to be set on that, set on advancing. Not just making the playoffs, but advancing, you know, for a lot of different reasons, but getting that experience, making it count, not having your summer feel so long. And we know on a handful of nights last year, if we would have played a little differently here and there, a couple possessions, we lost a lot of games by less than 5, less than 10 points. And we could have snuck in there last year. So I think knowing that, having that experience and knowing what it takes this year going forward, I think we all have our eyes set pretty high as a group on the things that we want to accomplish, but it's one day at a time.
Adam?
Fred, kind of same type of deal. You and Steven and Dylan know what it takes to get to the next level, to go from 41 wins to where you want to be to win the playoffs. Do you feel like your younger core gets that going into this year?
Yeah, they better. I mean, we went through it last year, so I mean, outside of maybe Reed, you know, who hasn't played in the NBA yet, everybody else was here. There's no more really excuses on youth or inexperience. I mean, we saw it. Now you still have to go through it, and you still have to do it. Obviously, you still have to perform, but I think as a group, we all can confidently say, like, you know, we kind of know what it takes a little bit more, and you continue to just, you know, work on that every single day and keep that in mind when you're playing, when you're practicing, when things get tough. And you know, I think we're gonna have a good year.
Chris?
Fred, what are your thoughts on the new training center?
Oh, it's amazing. The new facility has been amazing. It's a game changer for us. I got so used to just coming in here every day working. You know, you just kind of adapt really fast, but now being over there, you can just tell the difference in quality of life and just coming to work every day. It just feels like, you know, guys are in the gym longer, you come in earlier, like there's more bodies in there, there's more space. The facility is amazing, has everything that we need, and I think it's going to pay dividends, you know, right away and, you know, in the near future. So that was a huge upgrade for us, and I think that you'll see the dividends paid out, you know, immediately.
Ben?
Fred, a lot of people during the pre-draft process actually compared Reed to you. I'm curious if you sort of see that as a template that maybe he can use, and does that make it any easier to maybe be a mentor to him?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's always funny that I get used as a draft comp now as an undrafted guy, but yeah, I see a lot of similarities in just terms of pace and poise and his reads, and you saw it really come out in summer league for a young kid who hadn't really played, at this level, for him to dominate the way that he did. So yeah, he's already reached out. We've been connecting. It'll be easier now that we're here every day, and he'll be right under my wing, and I'll be able to show him. And he has a huge, head start on me. I wasn't that good at 19. It took me a little longer to get there. So to have him here in this spot with the shooting, probably a little bit more athletic than I am. I don't know if he's taller yet. We gotta see. We gotta stand next to each other. But yeah, I'm excited to have him next to me and have another guy with similarities and mindset more than anything. And we'll lean on each other. And I'll use him to get better, and he'll use me to get better. And it's my job to speed up his development process.
Bashard.
Fred, last year the Rockets set a franchise record for at least amount of turnovers per game. What do you think was the biggest factor in that, considering that you had several new players, including yourself?
Yeah, I think coach, first and foremost, stressing the value, of the possession. I've always been a high assist to turnover ratio guy, so that helps. And then I think for the first quarter, maybe the first half of the season, we played slower. So that, the possessions were down, playing a lot of sets and half court, things like that, playing throughout being the post. So I think always valuing the ball is super key, super important, but I think that we'll probably play a little bit faster and move the ball a little bit more. So that number may rise a little bit, but hopefully we can keep it down. And I think it just turns into a possession game, especially late and close games, things like that. Each possession is so key.
Cam.
Hey Fred, you had a chance to be here all last year, got to know the guys, you guys built something, started building something. Roster hadn't changed a whole lot. How would you describe or define really the identity of this team?
I think last year we discovered that we had a little bit of fight to us, and literally and figuratively speaking. So I think that that's a good building block. That's a good foundation. That we're going to come out every night. We're going to fight. We're going to give it everything that we have, with the talent, with the youth, with the speed and the athleticism that we have. We're going to play a little fast. We're going to fly around. We're going to switch on defense. We're just going to be a tough night out, no matter who that we're playing against. And the offense will develop. It'll come in time. It'll continue to get better. But again, I think that we have turned into one of the youngest, hungriest, hardest teams to play against on any given night, and we can beat anybody on any given night. It's about us. Our challenge is going to be consistency and turning good into great.
We'll take two more. Terrence.
Fred, how beneficial has it been to be able to basically come back intact? And what have you noticed has been maybe the major difference between like last offseason and this offseason for you guys?
Yeah, I think this is one of the lowest roster turnovers that I've had in my career. So pretty much bringing everybody back and adding Steven and adding Reed, which is great. And I think that just it maybe shortens some learning curves. I just remember looking back to training camp last year, how much how slow we had to go in terms of teaching and putting things in. I think that our starting point is a little bit farther along this year, so we can speed that up and get to certain things quicker. We weren't getting to very detailed, complicated stuff until very late in the season last year, so I think that we can pick up a little bit where we left off, get some refreshers. I'm sure coach has got his plans for us, but me personally, coming in this year has been a full 180 because I was coming into a new situation, a new city, a new home, moving my family, learning everybody's faces, teammates. So this year I feel like just focus on my training and coming in ready to play. I think it's going to be a huge difference for me.
Jason.
Right over here. Doing a quick Google search, it appears at least once you've done a Dikembe. I was curious what you thought of his impact on the game, and you've been around a long time. I was wondering if you ever met him or if you had any interaction with him.
Yeah, first and foremost, just rest in peace. I want to send my condolences to his family and everybody affected by it. But what a loss to the basketball world and to the world. I know he was a huge humanitarian. I did have the chance to meet him and talk with him a few times on occasion. He was really close with Masai Ujiri, so we always saw him Giants of Africa and things like that. But one of the icons, really, of our sport, and one of the all-time great players, but also all-time great person. And I think that, again, it's just a loss and it's sad, but I think his impact and the legacy that he leaves behind will speak volumes.
Thank you, Fred.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Fred.